Hi, and welcome to Alaskan and Thailand. Down here at Khao Takiab Beach, it's kind of up in the upper area, up past the shrine down here, the temple. Yeah, beautiful area here. Today I thought I'd talk about how to fly here for those of you that haven't ever been out of the country. And it's something everybody should experience, how to fly out of the country. Get yourself a passport. I know most Americans don't have passports, surprisingly, for all those Europeans can't believe it when I tell them. I'm the only guy practically in my town that had a passport, except the teachers that flew in from the Philippines or something. But yeah, so yeah, the first thing you want to do is get your passport and make arrangements with your bank before you leave. Let them know you're leaving the country, what countries you're going to be flying to. If you're going to stop in like Taiwan is a stopover, and if you want to use your credit card there, you tell them on the bank, at the bank, I'm on my way to Thailand, but I'm going to stop, and I want my card to work also in Taiwan, on the way, in case you need to buy some munchies or something at the airport. So that's what you do, and your cards will work then without getting challenged. Otherwise they'll challenge you, and if you don't have your phone number, you're going to be kind of screwed. That's one thing. Get your passcode sent by email if your bank will. That's what I do. But anyway, when you go shopping for an airline, don't take the budget cheapest route that'll go through 4 stops or whatever and fly through China. You don't want to do that. Take a very reputable airlines. I've flown to Philippines 7 times, I think, and then Thailand twice. So we fly from the West Coast all the time. That's where the flight originates for me. From Alaska, I had to fly down, and I went with Asiana Air. It's a good airline. It's the real professional, real top-notch service. I don't know, they put 100, I'm not kidding, probably 100 stewardesses on board, and food's real good, and they're a reputable airline. There's no delays. They leave on time. They're very orderly. I would highly recommend them. That was EVA, or that's Asiana Air, not to be confused with Asia Air, but I think Asia Air is a pretty good one too. There's also EVA Air. That's the one I flew the most on. EVA, very professional, great food, pretty good flight. And remember that first one from Seattle or the West Coast, LAX or Seattle, is going to be a 13-hour flight just to Taiwan. They'll either fly through Taiwan or Korea. And that's another airline that's a good one. Korean Airlines, I flew those. They're very good. They're very good. And the best way to travel is just carry a backpack. Don't check baggage. There's nothing you really need to bring here other than your money and a couple of pair of clean shorts. That's it. No kidding. Don't need to pack a suitcase, because then you're waiting at the baggage claim trying to get your bag and meet your connecting flight. So yeah, you're going to leave the West Coast. Generally, we do. When I fly down from Alaska, I take EVA Air, Asiana Air, or Korean Air would be good. Fly through Taiwan or Korea. Japan would probably be good. I've never flown through Japan, but like I say, I would avoid flying through China. There was one guy that flew through there, and he was on a weather hold, and it wasn't weather. It was just the sky smog was so thick they had zero visibility. The jet couldn't take off from the pollution. So they said it was weather. So yeah, I wouldn't fly through there, and there's probably some scammers. Excuse me. So yeah, and then if you fly in, you fly through, you'll come into Taiwan or South Korea, one of those, or Japan, and you'll have to get on and get a new flight, get on another plane, and then it'll be like 3.5 hours to the Philippines, or about the same to Taiwan or Thailand, 4 hours maybe, 3 or 4 hours. I can't remember exactly, but then it's another shorter flight in. But yeah, you want to just travel light. And if you fly into the Philippines, I would highly recommend, if you fly into Cebu, that's what I do. I don't fly into Manila. I had to go through Manila right after the COVID because the Cebu EVA didn't have flights. They didn't have flights into Cebu yet. So I had to fly through Manila, and it was a nightmare. It really scared me to just get there. They were trying to scam me into getting a cab and telling me the bus wasn't going to make it in time and I better take a cab, and the bus pulled right up right after he said that. So yeah, and then you had to drive through Manila for a couple of miles to get to the other terminal. And yeah, it takes, you better have a lot of time in between your flight to go through Manila. Like 6 hours is what I'd plan on. So yeah. And honestly, I use a travel agent when I book flights overseas, especially if you're coming back. I do. You guys can all do it online, no problem. But I find that the time changes. There's a 12-hour difference, date change. So it's a day change and everything. And I've ended up screwing up my own reservations going back before because I forgot the day change, and I booked a day that when I got there, they said, "Oh, your flight left yesterday." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right," you know. So for me, it's hassle-free to use an agent. And it didn't cost, I think it cost $100 or something, probably a little more, but it was self-worry. I got my seat. She got me the seat I wanted and stuff. So that's what I usually do. And yeah, like I say, fly into Cebu, and then you can fly, you know, you can take a ferry around the Philippines anywhere you want, or there's other small flights. And when you get into Cebu, you know, it's safe to fly. There's nobody trying to steal your stuff in anything when you're on these international flights. It's real safe. Everybody's just traveling. Don't worry about it. Do get a money belt, though, is a good idea, so you don't forget your phone and put your wallet in there so you can sleep with it, you know. That's a good thing. Bird. But yeah, and then fly into Cebu, and then you can take a short flight. But when you get out of Cebu International Airport, you're going to have to walk to the domestic terminal. It's not too far away. It's a few hundred yards away. You'll be sweating by the time you get there. It was an outdoor walk. No, you had to go from one building to the next into the domestic terminal, and then that's a madhouse in there, and there's just packed with people, and the intercoms constantly yakking out numbers of flights that are canceled and people that are late for their flights in such a Filipino accent you can't understand what they're saying. It's just rah, 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 in the microphone, never stops the whole time you're there. And the people are just packed. There's nowhere to sit. People are sitting on the floors. It's a whole different ball game when you get into the domestic terminal. Then you want to watch your stuff probably, even though those are pretty safe people traveling too. But I noticed that's where I noticed people were putting their leg through their backpack when they sit there. They don't just, and they wear them in the front. And as soon as you hit the Philippines, you see that. But anyway, yeah, and that's my thoughts. And then for me, when I went to Dumaguete, and then I had to get on another. That's why I went to the domestic terminal, get on a small flight that left at 6 in the evening. So you actually get there in the dark. You get there in the evening. It left at like 6 p.m. and it was just an hour flight. It wasn't even an hour flight. Yeah, an hour flight or something. As soon as it got up to altitude, it went back down again. It wasn't an hour flight. It was half hour, I think. Something like that. And then you're in Dumaguete, and then it's all trikes. There's no cab service. It's trike service for taxis mostly anyway. Wasn't Grab service when I was there. So yeah, and then back to the Thailand. When you fly into Thailand, you're going to hit Bangkok. When you land in Bangkok, what you want to do is you want to get some money right away, some baht, not a lot, just get enough to pay for a phone card, maybe a few thousand or 5,000 or whatever. And buy a phone card while you're walking to the immigration is the best thing. Get your phone set up so when you get to immigration, you'll have a phone number and stuff. You probably won't ask you for it, but as soon as you check into a hotel, they'll ask you for your phone number, and Thai phone number is what they'll want. And if you don't have a phone number, it ain't real strict, but you'll need one if you're staying in Thailand anyway for any length of time. So everywhere you go, they'll ask for your Thai phone number. And you can get passcodes sent to your Thai phone. I have too, so there's that. But yeah, and then you go to immigration, and it's a big, long line. And some of you need to have in some lines, they will ask you about a hotel, where you're staying. They'll just verbally ask you where you're staying. And if you can't answer, if you don't have a place booked, they'll pull you out of line and you got to book a place. They did that to the guy in front of me. They asked him where his hotel was, and he had to get out of line and pull up his phone and start talking to his buddy to get a hotel room before they'd let him through immigration. And I seen him doing that, and I didn't have a hotel room either. So I just stepped in the line next to me, and I went right through. They didn't ask me. So that's just how it works. You know, they could ask you to prove your income and all that, you know, prove you have enough money to get in the country and stuff. So there's that. And then in Thailand, if you're going to to come to Hue Hin, I just went downstairs on the first floor, ground floor, I believe, first floor, and all the way to the back. And I got in from Cebu. I flew from Cebu, Philippines to Thailand once too. And that was It was only a 3 or 4 hour flight or something like that. Yeah, I got into Cebu or into Bangkok, and I had to wait for my bus ride to Hua Hin. That didn't leave till like 6 or 6:30, and I got there at like 1 in the morning. So I sat there and did twiddle my thumbs for a few hours. But yeah, and then you can get a like a $10 bus ticket down to Hua Hin for me. And then the Hua Hin bus terminal is out of town a ways on the edge of town. You still have to get a ride in from the bus terminal on a Grab. So you have to download the Grab app. Would be a good thing. They translate right on it too. You have a translator. You can talk to the driver and it'll translate. Keep in mind when you get into Thailand, you take a cab or something, the cab driver is not going to speak English. So have practice your translator a little bit before you show up. They have translate on Google and just type it up. In fact, a good way is to type it up, type the question up and take a screenshot of it so it's there when you want to use it. Show it to they all can read good and they'll tell you, you can ask a question through a screenshot, grab, or bring up the translator if it has to go further with the conversation. Anyway, but be prepared for that. They're not going to speak English when you get in their cab and you try to make small talk or tell them about where you're going to go. They ain't going to understand it. So you got to, there's a guy that'll give you a ticket for a taxi and he'll kind of speak a little English and he'll kind of ask you where you're going and hopefully you get it straightened out. But you'd use your translator if you have to. You're in a whole different ball game and you won't see many do speak English. But anyway, those are just a few tips that I thought I could share. I'm trying to think of what else and what else. But yeah, getting to the airport and like I said, getting in from town from the bus terminal here is taking a Grab. Get the Grab, it's good. You can get a motorcycle taxi when you're in town too. They have Grab motorcycle taxis. They're only 50 baht, $1.50, and you can take it practically half through the town. They'll bring you almost anywhere for 50 baht, $1.50. A car Grab is only like $3 around in town, and I can go, a couple of miles for $3 on a Grab taxi here. So, and there's a lot of them, so that's a good way to get around. But yeah, and then flying. So like I say, flying down 13 hours one way to Taiwan or South Korea, and then another 3 or 4 hours to Philippines or Thailand. So you're pretty shot by the time you get here. But the time you turn around, it's a shorter flight going back to Taiwan back to the West Coast, Seattle or LAX is only 10 hours on the way back because of the tailwind. And the headwinds in the wintertime are worse. It slows you down by a couple hours. Keep that in mind. It's shorter going back, 10 or 11 hours compared to 13. So it's a long flight. Try to pick a window seat where you can lean against the wall and sleep. That's what I do. Get away from the bathroom because you'll hear that toilet flushing 50 times every hour and it'll wake you up if you're trying to nap. I can't sleep on planes anyway. I just kind of try to nod off best I can, but I really can't do sleep on an airplane whatsoever. But I've flown a lot. I probably have more time on an airplane than a car. Being in Alaska, everywhere I used to fly to work and back, fly all over. So yeah, I probably have more time in an airplane than a car. No kidding. Well, those are a few tips that might help some of you new travelers. I'd advise you all to get a visa, whether you're going to leave the country or not, and do it. I'd get up and do it before you die. Beautiful beach down here, huh? Check that house up there, or whatever it is. I could live there. This is Kautakiab area. We're in beach up where I usually sit up there. Yeah, peaceful. The mountains right here. The mountain you guys are always looking at in the background to me is right behind me here. You can't see it. I wonder what lives in that hole. Big Burmese python or something. Yeah, beautiful down here. This whole road coming down is all flowers when it was coming. Very beautiful area. Good place to stay too if you come here. It's kind of ways from the malls, but it's beautiful, scenic, ocean area. Well, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check back for new uploads every day. I'll see you in the next one.